Welcome back to the channel, beautiful people. It is sunny and downright hot today. I would say it's unseasonably hot, but it feels good. But hey, welcome back. A couple days ago, you saw me buy some meat. I got a whole bunch of tenderloin, pork chop, a brisket, and that's what we're gonna focus on today. Today, we're gonna work on that brisket. It's gonna be basically a 2-day process. There are a ton of YouTube videos out there when it comes to cooking brisket. Low and slow, high and fast. I mean, from what I can tell, in most cases you get the same results. Like, they're cutting the meat apart and it's very juicy and it's got the bark and all this stuff. So anyway, I've cooked a couple briskets in my day. The first one was absolutely amazing. The second one, I feel like I did it the exact same way and it was just okay. And so I was like, I'm gonna try a new technique maybe on this deal. And so the one that I went with, I kind of stole the technique. The recipe, I'm not worried about. I use the same rub on everything. But as far as like how to cook it and how long and at what temperature and stuff, there was a guy at the beginning of his video, he basically said the same thing. There's a million ways to cook a brisket, but the best way to cook one is the way that your family and your friends like it. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I was like, that's a good enough for me. So I'm gonna use that guy's recipe. Today, we're gonna pull this thing out. We gotta get it trimmed up. We gotta get it seasoned and back in the fridge so it'll start pulling those flavors into the meat. And then I think we might start cooking tonight at like 11 p.m. And it's gonna go all the way through until tomorrow. So it's a day and a half cook. But, or I'll just switch it up and I'll start in the morning, I guess. So not 100% sold on that yet, but either way, let's get the meat going. Oh yeah. All right, this is it. This is the USDA Prime. This is a whole brisket. It's relatively small, I would say. It's only 13.25 pounds. Got a pretty good deal on it, I would say. It looked pretty good as far as the fat and everything on it. So I'm gonna get it out of the package and we'll start trimming it up and get some seasoning on her. Over here, we're gonna start taking this thick fat off and bringing this line down to about 1/4 inch. There we go. Beautiful. Gonna get her seasoned up. There it is, AP rub. I put this on absolutely everything. It's so good. You can get it on Amazon. It's like 20 bucks, maybe, I think, something like that, but it's worth every penny. I'm gonna generously season it. I do not have a binder. A lot of guys put like Worcestershire sauce on it or mustard or something like that, but I'm just gonna go straight to the meat. I'm gonna pat it in. Boop. And then that's it. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and let it sit. So I'm either gonna be cooking at about 11 o'clock tonight, I'm gonna put this on the grill, or we're gonna put it on first thing in the morning. So anyway, going in the fridge, see you at the grill. All right, good morning. Well, I decided to go with the, not the overnight smoke, but early morning smoke. So I'm gonna go a little higher heat in a shorter amount of time, but we're still gonna be looking at, I'm guessing, about 12 hours total cook. So I got up at 5:45, I turned the smoker on, let it warm up for about 15 minutes, and now I got this brisket. I left it out here on my porch. It's a little cooler. I had to get it out of the fridge. I didn't want to just sit in there, so that I put this like really cool piece of meat into this hot grill. So, I mean, it's a little lower than room temperature, but it's better. So I'll get it'll have a much more even kind of cook here starting out. So I'm gonna throw this guy on the grill real quick. I've got a Louisiana. Any of these are, I mean, they're all about the same, like the Traegers and whatever. This one's supposed to, it's got a little thicker steel than a Traeger, and it gets hotter. I got it set to 225. Right now I'm at 208. So I'm gonna put this piece of meat on here. Should take about 6 hours, and then I think we'll be ready to wrap it in foil. I need it to get to like 165 degree internal temp in this real meaty part right here, right in that thick spot, and then I'll know I'm there. I'll wrap it up, and then we're probably looking at about another 6 hours to get it where we need to be. Well, we're about 2 hours in. We're right at 225. That's good. Let's have a look. You got some smoke rolling out. Starting to get a little bit of a little crispy top on it. You can see where the skin's starting to tighten up a little on the outside. So it's looking good. Keep it rolling. I got the little probe in there. I'm at 157 degrees. I got it there in the thick part. Man, it looks amazing. I really need that to get to 165 before I can get it wrapped up in some foil. It's taken a little bit longer than I had anticipated, but that's all part of the deal, you know, on this long, you know, when you're talking about a 12 to 16 hour cook, that's just the way it is. I was hoping by noon I was going to be at the 165, so I'm not too far off. And once we get it into the foil, that temperature is really going to just start to climb, because that's what we're going to do. When I get it up to about 160, between 160 and 165, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it really good and tight in some foil, get it back on the grill, and it's going to sit there for probably another 4 hours or so, 4.5, and then I'm going to get it pulled out, and we're going to get it into a nice warm cooler, and I'm going to let it sit there for probably 2 hours, and then we should be ready to go. So luckily the sides that I'm doing for dinner tonight are super easy. We're just doing like a slow cook, green beans with bacon, onion, maybe some almond slices in there, baked potatoes, and some salad. So pretty simple. We can adjust all of that around the time of the meat. So keeping it flexible. It's going to be well worth the wait. This whole deal started yesterday when I trimmed it up, got it seasoned, and then about 5:45 this morning, but totally going to be worth it, I hope. So we'll see here in a little bit. All right, we got this sucker up to the temp that I need it to be. So I'm going to pull it off, put it in this pan, carry it inside, get it wrapped in foil, and then we'll bring her back out and throw her on. Okay, I checked the meat. We're about ready to go into the cooler. So now this part is new to me. The 2 other times I've done brisket, I usually just finish it off on the smoker, pull it off, let it rest for like 20-30 minutes, and then go to slice it. Some of the videos I've been watching, they're talking about putting it into a cooler and letting it rest for 2 hours so that all the juice will fuse back into the meat. So that's what I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna fill this with hot water. I'm not gonna fill it, but I'm gonna put some hot water in it, close it, let it kind of steam and warm up for about 15 minutes or so. I'll drain the water, I'll pull the meat off, and I'll put it in here, close it up, and it's gonna remain here until we're ready to eat. All right, there it is. It's basically been cooking for just over 13 hours. I'm gonna pull it out and see what we got. Ooh, steamy. It's been in the cooler for 3 hours. It's pretty good, pretty juicy. Okay, I gotta get it onto this cutting board. Oh wow. Neat. Let's do this. Right back over the top. I'm gonna bring this little guy back over. Let's just cut a little tip off here and see what we got. It looks good. We're gonna cut it right in the middle just to see what we got. Oh wow, it's like butter. Right? Over here. Oh my goodness. I'd say that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Look at that. Didn't completely break down. Fat's still intact. Wow. I would say that's a success. Wow. Looks amazing. Yeah. Wow. Well, there's just something about eating a big giant piece of meat, sitting in your mini golf course, enjoying a pipe with some old Moses in it from Estes Park, Colorado. Well, that was probably the best brisket. I know it's the best brisket I've ever made. Could quite possibly be the best brisket I've ever eaten. We ended up going a lot longer. We went an extra hour, maybe hour and a half in the cooler than I previously wanted to. But we got hung up doing a little entertainment in Dodge City, Kansas. Taking in a circus, an Italian circus. And when we got here, that brisket was sitting in that cooler and was still nice and hot. When we peeled open that foil, steam rolled out of there, it was full of juice. And man, when we sliced into it, the whole house just smelled like heaven. And so anyway, I highly recommend the longer version, like going the distance. I looked in my notes, the last time I cooked a brisket took about 8 hours, and this was 13. Lower, slower, and that resting time I think really made a difference. Everybody loved it, the kids loved it, it tasted amazing, the texture was perfect. It didn't go too far to where it was just falling apart, so it still had that kind of chewy, you know, that chewy texture that you would expect in a good brisket. Nevertheless, it was pretty good. Anyway, hey guys, I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at, you know. Make every day an adventure, even if it's just cooking a brisket, even if it's getting up at 5:45 in the morning with nothing else on your plate just to prepare an amazing piece of meat that your family can enjoy 13, 14 hours later. Because at the end of the day, if you create some kind of masterpiece, regardless of what it is, art, food, a conversation, it was a successful day. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and be on the lookout. They'll be coming daily. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.